Ducks Unlimited Television is presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting in association with Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
Idaho doesn't readily come to mind for terrific duck hunting, but perhaps it should. It's certainly home to some of the most active conservationists and DU volunteers you'll ever run across. Hello and welcome to DUTV. I'm Ainsley Beeman. Snake River Wild Wings with Wade Bourne, next on DUTV.
I finally had a chance to come west, and I had been hearing about the good hunting along the Snake River in Idaho, so we made a contact, set up a trip to come out here, and I'm telling you, this is another waterfowler's paradise.
So we're hunting just off the Snake River. It's all public access. It was exciting to hear that Wade and DUTV was coming up here to join us. It's a great experience for the volunteers. This is an opportunity for us to say thank you for what they're doing. We get them out and do some hunting and have a good time, but to have the show here really makes them feel special. They had a good time.
So I've got a German wire pointer who's actually from Hagerman, Idaho. He's an upland dog, but he's also a great waterfowl dog. A lot of the times it's gotten some chuckles when I get and meet a new group of guys and we start sitting down in the blind. But after the first few follies of birds that come in, the only one that's laughing is me. He's a great dog. All he wants to do is hunt.
A hunter is so proud of his dog, and he takes so much enthusiasm in watching his dog work, and he's put in time training. And then when he sees his dog make a retrieve that's difficult, well, you can tell that the dog's proud, that he knows he's done a good job. I'd heard a long time ago about the good hunting in Idaho on the Snake River, and I'm telling you, this is my first day here, and what I saw absolutely confirms it. Day one's in the books, but I'll tell you, we've got 2 more to go, and I'm really excited. I think we're going to do some field hunting after this river hunt. I don't know how we could have made this any better, really. Just had a great morning. I may not want to leave. I might just stay up here till the end of the season.
Ducks Unlimited Television, presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting, is also brought to you by Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades and Ducks Unlimited's Rescue Our Wetlands campaign, banding together for waterfowl.
Day 2 of our Idaho adventure, and we've shifted now from the Snake River up on a plateau overlooking a goose refuge. And we're set up here with Rich and Richie and Bruno, very involved in conservation waterfowl, but they also very ardent, passionate hunters. And so we're gonna sit here and wait for the geese to come off, and hopefully if we can sort of match some of the action that we had yesterday on the river with Canada geese up here in the field, we're gonna have a spectacular day. So stay with us, we'll see what happens. All right, there we go, boy. Good way to start.
Well, the birds are coming from the west of us here, and a little bit of an east wind, so we want them to kind of funnel right into this opening here, this gap of the U, and it's right in front of the blinds. If they do it that way, that's the best chance to have the best shooting and get some birds.
So we were set up and ready, and then the snow started falling. We knew that it was coming. It was forecast to hit us about noon. Well, it was about 3 hours ahead of time. I got a taste of Idaho winter.
Boy, they bugged out. They flared on something bad.
There we go. Now we're talking. Oh yeah, there we go. We didn't have many opportunities, but the ones we had, those birds were right there before we knew it. Just a goose morning. We had a grand time.
As a waterfowl hunter, you are part of a long and storied American tradition. It's a tradition of people dedicated to a unique pastime and lifestyle. People who are passionate about the wild resources they enjoy. Another important part of that tradition is conservation. Duck hunters founded Ducks Unlimited in 1937. Nearly 8 decades later, hunters make up 90% of our membership. Most duck hunters attend one or more DU events in their community because they are so much fun and because they raise money for conservation. The dollars raised at local DU events are some of the primary funds that drive our programs in the prairie breeding grounds and in other important habitats across North America. There are more than 4,000 DU events to pick from every year. Each of them is organized by volunteers who care about the future of our waterfowling traditions. If you want to give back to this grand American tradition, the best place to start is by volunteering on your local DU committee. Find out how at ducks.org.
DU Insights is brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties. Find your favorite place at mossyoakproperties.com. DUTV is powered by Mossberg Firearms, built rugged, proudly American. Mossy Oak Properties, America's land specialist. Skybusters, your digital outdoor solutions company. 3 generations of knowledge passed on to you. And Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
Here we are, afternoon of the second day, and I'm back with my old friend Jeff from yesterday morning. We had a great hunt on the river, and today we're with Jeff's partner Austin, and we have several other DU volunteers in the line, sitting over a cornfield, a lot of stubble in it, and they had a great shoot here yesterday afternoon. We're going to see if those ducks will come back. So, a little different look, so stay with us. We're looking for some action here pretty soon. But if that's any indication of what's in store for us the rest of the afternoon, we're gonna have a great time.
We do a lot of field hunting. It's a great way to capitalize on the duck hunting is out in the field. A lot of guys are just passionate about the rivers. They got their boats, they got their dogs, and they can go hit the rivers. So for guys, especially some of the younger guys that don't have their boats and they don't have the equipment to get out on that river, it's easy to pick up a few decoys and get out and hunt a field.
You know what? One thing that all duck hunters need to keep in mind is if ducks aren't finishing and working the way you want them to, you need to change your spread. Something needs adjustment. All right. That's more like it. We made that change with the decoys, pull that vortex in a little closer. This is the next chance we've had, and we had 4 mallards came across the hill, got right in here, and we got them all 4. So we're looking a little bit better. I think if the ducks will just fly, we're going to have a real good time here until shooting time's over, which isn't too far away. They kind of outfoxed us this afternoon. We had fun visiting, and we're going back to town now and for the DU party. The good times in Idaho continue to roll.
What we're doing with this little device is making it look like a duck landing, and we're looking for steadiness. So we're going to throw it back and forth a few times before we give the dog the retrieve, the denial. The dogs are patient. When they hear their name, they get to retrieve. Beep! He makes the catch. Again, eye-mouth coordination. That's going to pay dividends picking up a bird that's coming off the water with a bit of a flutter that's been wounded. Can pick the bird right out of the air. The denial, patience, gets the retrieve. That's the reward. Murphy. All the dogs sit still but Murphy. Indian and Deke, very, very steady. So it'll be their turn next. So these are games with a purpose, and all games with a purpose work for the family to have fun, but yet they're still not counterproductive to what's going on in the field. See you next time.
Duck Dog with Mike Stewart is presented by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. DUTV is powered by Biologic, scientifically proven wildlife products. Buck Gardner Calls, champion of champions. Native Nurseries, hand-selected, hand-grown plants for wildlife, with closed captioning provided by Honey Break Lodge. World-class accommodations and wing shooting on the Louisiana Bayou.
A lot of people neglect their choke tubes. You know, they clean the rest of the gun when they come in from hunting, but they leave the tube in there. And if you do that, you might be very unpleasantly surprised someday to find your tube does not come out. The solution is simple. Every 2 or 3 hunts, take your tube out and clean it. Pop this wrench in here, pull this tube out. All you really have to do is take a brush, like this bronze brush, clean the threads, wipe this off, and then the last thing I'm going to do when I put it in is put some grease on the threads. You don't want to use oil because oil will migrate. Put it back in. It doesn't have to be super tight, you know, just snug, like that. Get the grease off, and there you go. Just save yourself $200 at choke tube and Navy barrel.
Duck Gun is presented by Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
After our afternoon hunt, we hurried back to town to the big waterfowl party that they have every year here in Hagerman.
It's something we've tried to do every year toward the end of the hunting season. Since Hagerman, Idaho is such a big waterfowling community, the heritage here is great.
It was full of people. They were just having the best time, and the walls were lined with door prizes. The food was excellent. Everything was just kicking into gear and a lot of fun, and somebody said, there's water coming in from outside somewhere. And the next thing we know, water is just inching its way across the floor, and the crowd starts moving back out of the way. Somebody had run over a water main or something outside the building, and it had sprayed up a geyser of water. It looked like Old Faithful, and then this water started pooling and started moving in. But hey, DU people are used to water. So somebody got the water turned off, and the floor was wet, and the decoys had floated a little bit, but it never slowed the party down.
You know, you got to give it to this Hagerman crowd here and the waterfowling crowd. They just grabbed another beer and had a good time, and it was kind of fun. Just a phenomenal weekend, and I can't wait till next year. The guys are leaving saying, see you next year.
I was impressed with the enthusiasm of the attendees. Everybody was enjoying each other's company. This is a waterfowl hunting area. These people love their birds, they love their sport. They know the importance of being good conservationists and doing their part in the heritage of waterfowl hunting. And that heritage of waterfowl hunting took a giant leap forward here in Hagerman. We had wanted to hunt with Mond, so the third morning we had just a short window of opportunity. Mond decided that he had time to go with us this morning and share just a short hunt. We had a lot of fog off in the valley, and the geese decided they were going to sit in this morning and did not fly. I'm going to leave here with some really good memories, and I'm going to go away from here thinking about the friendships that I have with Mond and Tom that we hunted with this morning, and Greg and Jeff and Colin, and I hope to meet them somewhere down the line, a DU National Convention, or maybe I can come back out here. When I do, when I get to see them again, they're going to be old buddies. They're brothers in waterfowl, brothers in conservation. And that's what's good about what this show does, is to inspire people to be good conservationists and to help do their part to promote the heritage and the resource that we all enjoy. The birds and the places and the friendships, and that's just what it's all about, and that's what we've experienced here in Hagerman, Idaho, in the Snake River Valley.
Thanks to Mond Warren, DU's Regional Director in Idaho, and all the DU volunteers who made this episode so special. Join us at ducks.org. Hunt safe and see you next time on Ducks Unlimited Television.